Okay, I'm live. What it do? Hope everybody can hear me. Trying to get this set up. Y'all know I ain't really good at all this. So I just try to do an impromptu live. Uh, yeah, a little impromptu live. I was sitting back. We were playing a little game. What's that? Left, center, right game with the money. My granddaughter hit it. She won shit. She won $55 or something like that. I was trying to get this thing set up. Yeah, I don't really do these lives too much, but let me see if I can get this thing set up good. Oh yeah. So I'm trying to set the computer up. Okay, here we go. Okay. Okay, here we go. So I can see the comments. So I can see the comments. Congratulations. Okay, where's the comments at? Oh, here we go. All right, well, ain't nobody said nothing yet, I guess, basically. Nobody said nothing yet, I guess. Make sure you guys hit the like button when you come up in here. So make sure you guys hit the like button when you come up in here. So it helps the algorithm, you know what I'm saying? Oh, wait a minute. 3 people watching. What's going on here? Oh, okay, Derek, right, we see you, bro. Okay, what up, man? What up, fam? Oh yeah, Derek Rogers. Okay, yeah. What up, fam? Trying to get this thing. I gotta do more of these lives, man. I gotta do more of these lives, man. Yeah, I definitely gotta do more of these lives. Yeah, I definitely gotta do more of these lives. Yeah, man. I was chilling. I was sitting back, man, watching BBC and Al Jazeera. It's just crazy, man. Everybody wants to everybody want to be a part of this country. Everybody want to be a part of this country, but it's a whole lot of people that don't really want to be American. That's for sure. That's for sure. It's a whole lot of people don't want to be American. So what's up with you, Derek? Man, guess you up in here. Hit the like button, man. It was that easy at 700. What's up, bro? Yeah, okay. 2A Ninja. What's up, Sidewall Talk, man? Hit the like button when y'all come up in here, man. Trying to make this thing work. It's real important to hit that like button, especially for these live. Cause YouTube be tripping, man. And I had a homie hit me on my email saying that he said, man, I ain't seen none of your stuff. And then I clicked on your channel and I saw you did all these videos. They had unsubscribed him. Yeah. So it's crazy what the YouTube be doing, man. So hit the like button. Let's see what we got up in here. Yeah, man. Let's see. How do I? Okay. Practical civilian. Yeah, YouTube most definitely be hating Luis Suarez. Some people might not know how to, right? God bless you. Keep the faith. Yeah. What's good? What's good? I'm American. Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm glad you American. Shit. We need more Americans. But I was just tripping off like watching these little news networks. Like I watched Al Jazeera. Uh, it's some shit popping off out there in Saudi Arabia. Because a lot of what's crazy about our country, a lot of our stuff is geopolitics. It's not even Like we're last to the party, and what I mean by last to the party is these countries, they use our military like a hired hitman, and they use our country, our actual land, as they playground. And if you follow me, you know what I'm talking about. So if you travel, been in a few places, you know what I'm talking about. So it's like there could be a country that could have a certain rare earth or a mineral, or it may have a certain part of ag. Not really ag so much, because America is the king of ag. Basically Fresno Valley feeds three-quarters of the fucking globe for the most part, as far as agriculture go. So we don't need ag, but what they do is they have a resource, and if they want if they can market that resource to Western civilization through several different entities and parties, and then that's when the U.S. military and the Coast Guard come in. They'll start protecting their little seaports, their little villages, and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, everybody wants to come to America. Absolutely, why not? You can make a bunch of money, set up shop, bring your kids over here, set up second, multiple, two, three generations of wealth and all that kind of stuff off flat out corruption. Really, to be honest with you, because a lot of foundational Americans, they couldn't make their way in here in this country through corruption. They had to really, really fight and struggle and give up blood to be American. So yeah, man, if you got a birthday that has a 1 and a 9 in front of it, you're a dinosaur. You with me. And if you got a birthday with a 2 and a 0 in front of it, it's a different America. It's not the same one that your parents brought you in. That probably got a 1 and a 9 in front of their birthday. So yeah, times have changed, man. Times have completely changed. Let's see what we got over in the chat. Uh, I'm curious to see what happens when we leave NATO. Okay, that's a good point. Well, first of all, NATO, if it wasn't for America, it wouldn't even be no NATO. For the most part, Turkey, they're all corrupt. So yeah, Trump never liked NATO. So they don't pay their divvy, so to speak. You don't pay your fair share. Why should we keep protecting you and you ain't paying? Because NATO's supposed to be paid. That was the whole point of that treaty agreement, was for the U.S. to get paid military wise, federal government wise, meaning they got paid to come in there, and also we would use our special forces to extinguish certain little problems and stuff like that. And in return, they give us intelligence on who's building dirty bombs, missiles, working with nuclear devices. Yeah, so we'll be interested to see if we let NATO go now. My grandparents came here from Germany. Okay, so what, they were fleeing what Nazism, or are they Nazis? Because a lot of Nazis came here, were actually invited here. How do you think the Volkswagen vehicle became so popular here? America's been in bed with the Nazis forever. Yeah. Now I ain't trying to say your parents are Nazis. So calm down, homie. What's your name? Little Peep, or Little Peep brand, new Jeep. Yeah, whatever, man. I ain't saying your parents are Nazis. Nah, I wasn't saying that. I'm just saying that. Yeah, there's tons of Germans here, but we don't know which ones was pro-Nazi or anti-Nazi. Who knows all that kind of stuff. So, but my point is that, yeah, what I'm getting at is that if you pay attention to the global politics, pretty much in the Middle East and most of the eastern part of Europe, uh, Russia particularly, and if you pay attention to North Korea and South Korea, it'll give you a really good pulse of what's going to happen in America, because all these countries have a big impact on what we do globally, particularly China. They have their hand around our economy neck, literally. There actually are, and then the government, and then the Power 500 companies that made their names on box stores. Like I'm an '80s kid, so Foot Locker was built on going into Foot Locker. Like sneakers were the sneaker industry was built on going into the store, into the mall, buying these items and these things. That's going to be gone. It's already almost gone already. You don't have to go into no damn store no more to buy nothing. So all the automation, all the AI, all the online, Jeff Bezos, Amazon, all that, FedEx linking up with the post office, UPS linking up with the post office. Now, when you look at it, you got four different groups of people dropping shit off at your house now. You got FedEx, you got UPS, the post office, and we all know they broke. They almost went bankrupt. If it wasn't for them conglomerating with a deal with UPS and FedEx, we know the United States Post Office wouldn't even exist to the most part, because it's all junk mail and bills, and all the banking companies and municipal companies went banking automation. So they don't say nothing out no more, and then you can't go to the bank and talk to nobody because there's one lady there, one dude there, and it takes about 3 days of your life just to get simple information. So everything's automated. You see what I'm saying? So now it's to a point now. What does America bring to the table other than buying? And that's where we are in trouble at, because now we're just a number now. Globally, we're just a number. We're just a place where the American people are going to be diluted down to just basically a consumer, and it's been going that way for shit. I'm 56. That shit been going that way for at least 35, 40 years of my life that I can actually recollect and saw where the tide changed from brick and mortar to like, okay, now you can go online. Once the internet came in, it just wiped out all kind of shoe stores, malls, and all kind of stuff. And then with lackadaisical no what is it, arrest and release for shoplifting and stuff like that, people can't operate no more with a box store. I just read a report today in the Bay Area, San Leandro. GameStop, they're shutting down one, basically a couple stores up there because it's the second time where a couple thieves crashed a car into the GameStop. The car was just used as a battering ram, basically, and they ran in, grabbed as much as they possibly could, and ran out. And so people can't operate with these kind of numbers and these kind of rates that people got to pay to live. And but yet you still pumping all this stuff through the television. Buy this new PS5. Buy this. Buy this. Buy this. Buy this. But the people on the street really can't afford none of this stuff. So now they out there scrambling and fighting, cheating and scamming to try to get these products, and most of them are really trash. Even the phone I'm filming this video on, this phone ain't worth no goddamn $1,300. This is a piece of shit. And so it just so happens that I can afford it, but it ain't worth the value, the MSRP at all. There's no way. There's no way, especially when we know how much they make to produce these things in China under a communist nation that don't pay labor properly at all. Even the working conditions are probably scandalous as fuck. So yeah, man, come on, let's stop playing. Everybody wants to be in America, but don't want to be American. What's up? What's up with the cooking with love? I see you. Yeah, man. How many we got up in here? 29 watching. We should have 29 likes at least. Damn. How many likes we got? Man, 29 people watching. We should have 29 likes. Pop out, rock outs. Okay, guns and music. Yep. Okay. Another thing I want to talk about, because everybody know I coach and stuff, and I predicted this was coming down the pipe. So once people, and we're talking about now, the next topic what I'm getting at is for the most part is the law enforcement, how you're going to start seeing more shootouts with the police, and it's kind of strategic in a sense, in a way, but in a kind of way it never really existed with foundational criminals in our country, in American foundational criminal Americans. What I mean is like people who born in this country that only from this country and then were criminals. They traditionally didn't shoot it out with the police for the most part. Now we got the Hollywood bank robbery. That was crazy, but that was two dudes. That was well executed for some criminals. Like them dudes had full body armor, outgunned the fucking law enforcement. Had to go to a gun shop to try to keep competing with two dudes. And yeah, man. So yeah. Other than that, I can't think of really too many shootouts. Chris Darden up there in L.A. County, when he had information on them dirty cops, and then they went out there and shot it up in the mansion. And then, we got the DC sniper. But I don't know if they really shot at the police. They just shot people. So I don't remember too many American, uh, so to speak, criminals that are really just into shooting at the police. But now when you start importing all these new criminal cats, where they come from countries where they come from Mexico, Venezuela, Nicaragua, Honduras, and Sudan, and all these countries, and they don't, Somalia and all these places in France and Germany, where they don't even had no respect for law enforcement, and they ain't afraid to really tussle it out with them. So that's why you're gonna start seeing a lot more of that. But that could backfire on regular American citizens, because now it'll just give the police more reason to be more aggressive on just basic traffic stops and stuff like that. And so it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. I'm really curious about that, because I'm seeing the law enforcement that I grew up with in the '80s, they wouldn't have took none of this shit. And so I'm just curious to, like, why are they being so docile and passive aggressive now? when you normally would just harass the shit out of somebody, beat the shit out their ass, and then go on about your day. And now all of a sudden you just letting imported criminals, fight you and shoot at you and stuff, like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it was crazy. A lot of these criminals that come in from these countries, this is the worst of the worst. So what's going on geo wise globally is all these countries are, so to speak, cleansing their country out with all their criminals, and they're sending them here. Because what happens is our country is known for making money off criminals. So we have one of the largest markets for locking people up. We actually pride ourselves on building prisons and max facilities and all this kind of stuff. So you can feed the pockets of investors to make money off people just throwing their life away on criminal behavior. Whereas other countries don't invest in that. Some of those prisons in like Spain and Nicaragua and Mexico, man, they're the worst of the worst. Not that I've been there, but I've seen enough documentaries on that shit. And if those are just video documentaries, it must be worse than real life. Turkey and all those places, man, those prisons are old and decrepit. They're hundreds of years old. They don't invest in them. They let people do what the hell they want. It's wild and crazy. But America, got all these nice, beautiful supermax facilities and all this organization and all that because they're making money on it. So yeah, so they're like, hey, send us on some of your bad guys and we'll lock their ass up, eventually. And they will. They'll lock them up. But the price to pay is going to be that they're going to shoot back at the police, and then you got a whole new type of military police that's going to be formulated pretty soon in about 15, 20 years. So it's going to be interesting to see, man. It's going to be real interesting to see what we got here. What's up with this, man? Yeah, Chicago. I got you. I got you. Dub Entertainment. Cali Cool Guns. What's good, homie? Yeah, came to support the channel. I appreciate that, Cali Cool Guns. I don't know what you are saying. What do you mean you don't know what I'm saying, man? Whatever. Prison for Profit. What up, Unc? Going down. Running Tactical. I see you. Quick question. Do you own a Mantis? I just received one for Christmas from my brother-in-law and just finished a course. Absolutely amazing for the skipper. Oh yeah, yeah, man. Oh, Mantis. Mantis is a shit, man. Man, who was that? AR Mac 15, man. Yeah, that Mantis is a cold little piece of work right there, man. I reached out to them for an affiliate program, and they were supposed to send me something, but I don't know if it was one of their top line little shooting things. But yeah, those Mantis systems is probably, yeah, that I would say that's probably the best one out there. I don't know. I ain't even gonna say the other companies, but I can guarantee you if I was going to invest into one of those dry fire systems, it would be Mantis for sure. Yeah, ain't no question about they quality and everything. Another thing I want to talk to, man, this is more about the United States of America. If anybody tapping in, I'm talking about our country because I'm an old dude, man. I love our country, man. Another thing I think where we are in trouble at, like the young lady that lady got put on fire, man. I'm just saying, if you watching this channel, this live feed, and if you are a type person that's going to watch somebody just light somebody on fire and not really do anything about it, man, that's not really a good look, man. You know what I'm saying? At some point, you're going to have to step up and protect people regardless of their economic status, or if they're homeless, or if they're just laying on the curb. Man, there's no way on earth that I could have. And my wife even said, she said, like, oh, you would have probably went crazy on that. I said, oh yeah, I would have definitely went crazy, and I would have tried to help her out. But I'm definitely taking the fool out who did it, and he showed no remorse. So we gotta be more, and that's why our country is in trouble, man. Like, I'm glad I lived to see these many days in this country, because I remember how it used to be and the transitions it went through. I know my parents went through. My mom was born in 1927, but this new America, man, I just wonder. I visualize like how many young kids are out there right now under 13 and have no idea what's coming down the pike, and quite possibly their parents might just be feeding them products, but not really feeding them knowledge, not really feeding them like life skills to really be, independent, and understanding how to really navigate through all these political things, because there's really a lot of politics. But the reason why they get away with it, because a lot of people don't, they they grow up like not liking politics and not paying attention to it and ignoring it. Like, oh, what's there's kids that are 3, 4 generations. People are 3, 4 generations, and they don't even know how to read the Nasdaq. Like, they don't know how to read stock markets. They don't know how to make a small business like capital and then investment and return. They don't understand why companies say we're in the black. And when you're in the black in the business, you're winning. That means that you're not negative because if not, you're in the red. Red means you're dead. Black means you're winning. And that's why people don't understand why it's called Black Friday. Black Friday comes from the stock market. Most retail companies make all their money off of Christmas and Thanksgiving, Black Friday, make all their annual profits are in one freaking week. It gets them out of the red and gets them into the black. That's why it's called Black Friday. But you wouldn't know that if you haven't been taught investments and the understanding of money management, time management, the value of owning property, property taxes, how that work. Certain they don't understand why certain people live in certain states for certain tax breaks and that's why a lot of Americans struggle. But everybody in the world understands all of how this works because a lot of them are communist countries. So they're studying a free world country while they're in a communist country. So when they land here, that's why everybody in America can name a kid they went to school with that was here for 6 months, and the next year they were speaking perfectly good English, and you still had a buddy that was still stuttering and saying the N word through all the way through his life. Oh, what up, my nigga? Ah, da, da, da. Still ain't speaking real English. But here's a kid that came from Korea and been here 9 months, and this motherfucker over here speaking perfectly good English doing top level math, and now he over here going to school at USC or whatever it may be. But there's an American kid that been here their whole life and still struggling with sixth grade math, and they're in the 11th grade. Man, anybody even paying attention to this shit? This is designed for failure, man. Come on, man. I'm getting hyped up, man. Let me calm down, man. Let me see what we talking about here. We got to be protectors of our own our communities for real. Yeah, these kids are significantly more politically informed than anyone. Most just don't like that manifest in our kids and not caring because they see the end is near. Man, I don't know about that. Sorry, but that's not what Black Friday is about. Man, whatever. I worked retail, man. Black Friday is about getting companies out of the red, dumping inventory that they can't sell the next year. They make so much money off Black. Man, what? I ain't about to argue with this dude, but yeah, man. That's what I see, man. It's like a misinformed youth and misguided and not really paying attention to what the things that are most important so they can elevate themselves, man. Everybody's caught up on like trying to chase what buying this new materialistic stuff, doing this, doing that, and that's just destroying our youth because a lot of these other countries like Thailand, you go to all these other places, them kids ain't them wearing dirty ass flip flops and cut off Levi jeans and trying to make it. You know what I'm saying? And we got kids over here getting $60 fades. Like I telling somebody say like I took my son to the barber, fade him up. I was like, damn, okay, that's a clean ass cut. And I was like, how much did that hit you up? I was curious, because I was talking about haircuts a while back on a video. And he said, man, that was 65. I said, whoa, 65 for a fade? I was like, damn. So when you see all these people looking really dressed up and nice, they paying for it, man. They actually are paying for it. They are paying for it. It's unbelievable. Man, how you get this thing back up here? I don't know why this thing I can't get this back up here. But yeah, geez, how you get this down? Okay, okay. I can't see the comments all of a sudden now. Oh, there we go. Okay, now I got it. Man, I gotta start doing this a little bit more because I ain't really. It's crazy. I'm a little tech savvy, but I don't like. I don't like being on a computer, so that's part of it. And plus, this little tablet right here, I just found this because I moved. I had packed it somewhere, but this thing right here is acting really cheesy. Yeah, but I'm gonna keep going, man. Another thing I want to talk about is AI, man. AI. I heard Louisiana. They Governor Landry, he approved a $10.34 billion AI facility. Is going to be up in the northern part of Louisiana, like outside of Ruston. Uh, it's supposed to be one of the largest one ever, and I guess like people are like we're saying like it's good and bad, but for the most part, I think if you see AI come into your community, man, I think you might want to get nervous on that because this AI is going to be smarter than. Man, let's put it this way: there's people who got a like there's people like me, right? My phone. Okay, here we go. You say these kids are significant. Okay, what's up? It's happy 2A. Oh yeah, RP Taco. Happy holidays to you and your family. That platypus is looking good. Okay, it's waiting RP in the house. Okay, we're not teaching Russian and Landry is trying to create a police state. Yeah, yeah. So you got to figure if they're going to build a $10.6 billion AI facility, I think like, either it's going to be out near Ruston or Monroe out in that area. So it's going to be up north for sure. Because I saw the little thing on it, and the way this state is, and I only been there for a few months, and the way this state is, he could have just put $1 billion into this state, and it will be one of the most fabulous states in the union. But it seems that the Louisiana gives tax breaks, huge tax breaks. Because I did some research. I didn't live here, but as soon as I moved here, before I moved here, I was doing a lot of research in the background. So here's what's crazy about Louisiana. A lot of people don't know this, and I might be a little off on a couple things, but I believe they're number 3 or 4 in rice production, oil production, uh, fish and game. They are there's so many textiles, um, sugar. I mean, this state is one of the largest producing states in the union in so many key ingredients, corn, all kind of stuff. I mean, you just name it. They're up there in the top. And but then guess where they rank when it comes to education, quality of life, healthcare, poverty level. It's in the bottom because the reason why, after my research, Baton Rouge basically don't give a shit about the people of the state of Louisiana. They only care about themselves and their constituents, and it's one of the most corrupt states when it comes to politics. Like when you look at all the major cities, and that's not just a knock on Louisiana, because you can say the same thing about Illinois, where my birth state is, or where I live my whole life, California. Them motherfuckers are just as corrupt out there in Sacramento, just as corrupt out there in Springfield, Illinois. They all corrupt. But what makes it sad? What reason why Illinois can get a pass and Chicago get California get a pass and New York State get a pass and Florida get a pass because they have fabulous, glamorous cities with large populated metropolitan communities with a lot of income coming through those cities. So no one really cares about all the people out in the swamps and in Everglades and the Panhandle part of Florida. They don't care about all these poorer areas. You don't hear about it because you got Miami, because you got Tallahassee, you got college football, all these things. Same with California, you got all these things going on, Hollywood, this, that, and no one thinks about like, what about the people who don't got all that? So they can just get away with all that stuff. But the reality of the matter is, they all pretty much corrupt. But back to Louisiana, what makes them a little bit more corrupt and deceivious is that they're straight down. Even the justice system, it's really corrupt. It's really old school throwback. They just made a new law down here where uh, there's no more parole. There's no more good time. So if you get caught with a charge and they say 12 years, you got to do the whole 12. There ain't no good time. So the new gun law, is it cool? Permitless carry. Yeah, it's cool. But the big picture is washing out a lot of kids that don't got no guidance and just running around game banging and all that kind of stuff. So it's another way to really kind of wash out a bunch of people. The huge tax breaks for the energy companies with no I mean, just no EPA, there's no environmental protection agencies that really hammer down. Hey, how about this? This is over, this is over here by these people right here. What about all that going? They don't care about none of that down here. So yeah, and that one of the other biggest myth about Louisiana, that there ain't no rich people down here. That's how you know somebody that don't know about the state of Louisiana when they say there ain't no rich people in Louisiana. Man, are you out of your freaking mind? Some of the richest people in the world live here or own property in Louisiana. I'm not a I'm from California, so I'm just gonna keep it 100. I knew that in California. Man, don't let this shit fool you. This state produces a lot of millionaire, billionaire people. It's just that they don't care about the people who don't have anything. You see what I'm saying? Whereas you can come up in California. from the bottom and couldn't get to the top just by working and creeping your way through. Like get a job at Apple, get a job at Dell Computers, get a job at Twitter, get a job in Hollywood, Universal Studios, get a job at Disneyland. You know what I'm saying? I'm naming all these huge major Fortune 500 companies that are right in the state of California. So you can just latch on. At least you can find a way to make a good living for your family. You're gonna pay a lot of it back in taxes and high expenses and stuff, but it's a lot better than being in a state where a good job is without an education is $16 an hour or $24 an hour. I mean, it's a rough life down here if you ain't got higher learning. If you just work with your hands and you're in the service industry, it's rough down here, but that's politics. And that's why kids need to understand how politics work. So that's one thing I noticed about Greg Landry, not Greg Landry, but the Governor Landry. That motherfucker don't care about nobody but his constituents and billionaire corporations. So he gonna build this AI plant. And I think he got Meta, Facebook already. I think he got Elon Musk on board. I mean, he got all the top companies that's gonna invest into this operation. That's the starting price tag, $10.5 billion. So when anytime they build something like this, that number goes up. By the time they get done building it, it'll probably be closer to 15 to 16, $17 billion. And that's a lot. That's a big space right there, man. That's huge, bro. That's crazy. Outside Shreveport. Oh, you said outside Shreveport, massive. Yep. Research Essence and New Orleans. Shit. Go to English Turn. Yep. Covington. Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah. Landry trying to create. Yeah, he definitely. I mean, even Texas, like Texas was the king of tech, for the most part. But they can poke so many holes in the ground without no regulation. Why would you want to invest in anything else? With permits carriers, I would still get the permits license to carry since corruption is bad in Louisiana. These young folks are definitely going to get hit with technicalities. Hell yeah, they gonna get hit with technicalities because look, man, let's just cut through the chase. Two young African American kids in the hood shoot each other, nobody gives a shit. If one of them African American kids getting a beef by Lake Pontchartrain or somewhere or down in the French Quarter and blast a white kid or something like that, even though the white kid had a gun, we all know how this is gonna play out. And that's where these little booby traps. I ain't gonna call them booby traps. These motherfuckers crab traps like permanent carry. You can do this, you can do that. Man, if you ain't got nobody guiding you and properly educating your kids, you setting yourself up for failure, man. Like, I'm the reason why I get that opinion because that example because there's shootings all the time in New Orleans, every night. I mean, I turn the news every morning, it says something popping off every night, right? But the point is that like the guy said, he goes like without a permit and all that kind of stuff. That's why I'm gonna get my permit. I want to have my permit because I already got my California one, but I want to have my permit just because I know it's permitless. But I want to have another one saying, hey, look, man, look, so, and that's why the 2A amendment is limited to certain people with a darker shade of brown in their skin because I've seen too many cases where darker skinned people are doing everything right and they still get like ramrodded on the justice system. And then they're like the one lady who shot the lady in the face, this just flat out shot. I mean, or the cop shot the lady in LA right in the face, just boom, because she had a pot of boiling water. You scary motherfucker. But that's another story, man. But yeah, that's what I see. Getting back on point, that's what I see is the biggest threat right now to our country is that AI. Because here's the thing: our country has already shown we're behind globally in mathematics. We're behind globally in writing. We're behind globally in tech. That's crazy when we consume more tech than anybody other than China because China got people. They got a billion people. So, of course, they're going to have the most numbers of everything. But what makes America scandalous is that man, all our kids is flunking out. They all just want to be on camera doing Instagram photos and this and that, shaking their booty, boo, whoop, or some kids waving guns or dancing or who riding or whatever it may be. But they don't even know how to work on these phones. They don't know how to fix them, and that's why if anybody got a small kid or elementary school kid, I hope y'all would say that they teach in coding. In fifth and sixth, seventh grade level, they're doing coding all of a sudden. All my kids went through all that. I don't know what school districts y'all in, but your kids should have definitely been going through some coding. because they know they behind. So a lot of these public school districts, my kids went all to public school. They all went to college, but I didn't feel I had to pay for Catholic school or private school because our kids were taught at home on a lot of stuff. So our kids did excel big time in the public school system because I was sneaky. I knew my kids could thrive in private school, but I'm thinking like, hell no, if we send her to this school right here, she'll kill it because these parents don't even care about. So it was a good district, but nah, man, when you send your kids to high elite private schools and stuff, these kids are actually studying their ass off and trying to really get the best grades. But what happens is in public schools that a lot of parents don't sit at the table and work with their kids, and that's where the big gap is right there. So yeah, our kids are behind. We don't know how to fix anything. We got kids that know how to weld. They don't know how to change a spare tire. They don't know how to do an oil change. We got kids that want a car but don't know how to do any of those things. But then they up against kids at their same age that know how to fucking build a damn car. That's behind, man. That's behind. And we're letting these people come in through our borders. There's kids in Mexico I knew in San Diego was brilliant. My daughter went to school with some kids that lived in Tijuana and went to school in Point Loma and they super smart. So like people who are in areas that are struggling, they trying to teach their kids everything. There's a kid sitting somewhere right now in Bangladesh and studying his ass off, trying to get into MIT. Whereas we got a kid living in Massachusetts, right outside of Boston, not right down the street from Harvard, and this motherfucker ain't got no desire at all to even go there. So that's a tough hill to climb right there as a nation, man. And then we got kids who live not to let people off the hook in the country. We got kids who live in Appalachia and the hills and the mountains and out in Wyoming, the Dakotas and all that stuff. All they want to do is hunt, fish, cattle ranch and cattle drive and do these things, but they don't want to go to higher learning. So we have a culture of Americans that are anti-college, but the rest of the world, India, Turkey, China, Korea, all these countries, France and Germany and Austria, they're pushing their kids to go to all these elite universities and get the edge. Like we got to wake up as a country, man. Like because everybody want to be here, but I guarantee you, some kid from is sitting right now in Austria and he's trying to study and he's trying to get to MIT, the engineering department. And when he graduate, this and that and the other, and when he gets a little cubicle working working at Boeing, guess what flag he gonna have on the wall? It's gonna be it's gonna be an Austrian flag. It ain't gonna be no American flag. They don't never give up their loyalty to their country, but Americans are so quick to give up the loyalty to their own country where they from 2 or 3, 4 generations. Don't even give a fuck. Like, don't even like go by a military cemetery and just take their kids by there and go like, where we going, Dad? We gonna go by this cemetery. We going by Arlington if you're in Virginia. Why we going here? Because we need to pay respect to all these people who died for all our freedom. We don't even get that shit is just dissolving right now. I really feel sorry for the military cemeteries because how many more people gonna really care about that once we get 40, 50 years down the line? You know what I'm saying? That might dissolve, man. Some of these holidays might dissolve. Memorial's Day, Veterans Day. What if the new regime, the new presidents come in, they'd be like, man, maybe we need to get rid of all that because we try and be inclusive. We try and make everybody feel like American. And so that's why for me it looks really bad, man. It's a bad look on our country, man, to be honest with you. It's a real bad look. Yeah, I'm from Boston and I approve this message. Yeah, right on. Shout out Eisner. Yep. You plan on going to any gun shows and events? Oh, gun shows? Yeah, they got one over here in this little town called actually I think I was just out there. It's not Garysville. It's out there, but it's out a little it's past La Place. What's the name of that little town called? I can't think of the name of it, but it's near. It's basically when you go past Laplace, keep going, keep going. It's out there by Bass Pro Shop, not Bass. Is it Bass Pro? No, it's Cabela's. I don't know what that little town's called, but yeah, it's one out that way. But then they had one in Kenner, then they had one in Slidell. But when I go to the gun show the next time, man, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I'm glad you brought that up. I feel bad, man, because the last time the gun show I went to when I first got here, I had a chance to get a Kel-Tec Sub 2000 Gen 3, and it was a 40 cal, and I hadn't pulled the trigger. And it was only $400. So I'm on the hunt for a Kel-Tec Sub 2000, and it was an OD Green 40 cal too. And man, I was like, man, I don't know. I don't know why I didn't do it. I always wanted to Caltech set up 2000. So, and the good thing about the gun shows down here, it's like Nevada and California for that matter. If you bring cash, they don't charge you tax sometimes. The ammo guys will, but not the gun guys. So you always want to have that cash. Yeah, these kids and adults need to pay attention and respect people who died. Yeah, man. I mean, you ain't gotta be pro military and all that kind of stuff, but there's a reason why your ass is here, and that's what pisses me off. Like people always want to bash this country, and this country ain't perfect at all, man. Come on, it's not perfect, but damn it, if you're a really true American, you should always kind of like put the best foot forward and kind of represent because you might be sitting next to somebody who's from another country and don't give a shit about this country. That's because they here don't mean that they actually care about this country. They came here for some opportunities that Joe ass got, but you don't appreciate them. And that's why I brought the military part up because in the cemetery, because those are men and women that gave their life for me to sit there and do this freaking live video. I don't even care how people watching this damn thing, to be honest with you. I'm just venting because, like, Christmas and all that kind of stuff. I look at my grandkids and all that stuff, and I can see it, man. A lot of people don't really get it, man. They don't get how special this country, how unique it was, and the fucking part that pisses me off. How do you can't recognize how unique it is? And every fucking day there's somebody fighting, scratching, clawing, selling a fucking donkey, a turkey, selling a mule just to get to the next stop to get closer to America. Bringing only water, bringing a brand new baby, trying to get across the border. If it wasn't so fucking great, why are these people trying to get in here? Why are they giving arms and legs, selling stuff, all their valuables, their homes, everything, just to get through this fucking border? If that don't tell you, that's the part that frustrates me. I never cheated this country. I never cheated my mom, my dad. I ain't cheated nobody in my family, man. I always was like outstanding young person, always best foot forward. I coached, helped young people, try to, lead things a little better than it was when I got there. Even when I used to go camping with my family, make sure everything's cleaned up, make it nice. See a new family coming through the gate as you moving out, going out the gate, pull over. Hey, I got all this stuff and give it to them, pay stuff forward. Now it's just a lot of disrespect. You got all these kids bumping loud music and cars, and it's just totally rude and going in stores, bumping old people out the way and stuff, man. If I see that shit again, y'all might not even see me again because I might light somebody up. If I see another young person cut in front of an older person going through a store. I'm talking about like physically walking, not driving. I can't really regulate that. But if I go into another store, this is why I don't like going out because I see too many things I don't like. If I see another fucking young person cut an old lady off or old man, I don't give a fuck what color they are, black, white, Mexican, Chinese, Hindu, whatever. I don't give a shit. If I see that shit, I'm gonna smack the shit out of somebody because I'm so tired of that disrespect. Why are you not why are you not giving this old person their just due and their respect and their lane? Okay, they got a walker, they got a cane. Why are you such in a hurry to walk in front of them, go through the door? How about this? Walk in front of them real fast and open the fucking door for them and wait for them to get there. Man, I'm really triggered, man, because I'm just these are things that just I'm just getting off my check now. I'm just like it just bothers me, man. Just what a great country. But the reason why it ain't really as great as it could be because we failed on the one part, the biggest part we failed as an American citizen, we failed socially. We nailed it in everything else: finance, military, creativity, music, arts, sports, drama, movie making. We nailed it in all these things, man. We brought so much happiness through all those things I named. But guess what we failed at? Not knowing how to treat each other. That's fucking ridiculous. I mean, that's sad right there. Don't even know how to treat each other. Do I stick it for? Oh, I got patches, man. Yeah, I mean, all you gotta do is hit my channel description at the top and hit the email, boom, and then I'll ship it right out to you. I ain't got a store up. I'm doing that in January. Yes, we need to protect our seniors. They've been through stuff. Yeah, so get the Utah non-residence permit. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes, we go through protect our seniors. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. They deserve more respect, man. Even our old military dudes. I don't give a fuck if they drunk and loaded or whatever they are. I see an old cat and he got an old ass, former U.S. veteran hat, and he sitting on the curb with a bottle lick. I don't give a shit, man. What can I do for you, sir? What can I do for you? Oh, can you get me a bottle and a burger? You got it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, man, please, man. These people deserve way more respect. None of our fucking asses would even be sitting here without some of these people that died on the fucking battlefield for it. I don't give a fuck what the battle was. Wow, that war was bullshit. It ain't bullshit if your fucking family member died in that war. That ain't bullshit. So no, it counts. Everything counts. Some of these people dying in the U.S. dying on U.S. soil for nonsense, and y'all putting T-shirts on and putting flowers by the road and all this shit. But walk. Don't even take your kids to a cemetery. Don't even like show a moment of respect on Memorial Day or Veterans Day. That is the reason why these fucking people are selling us out, because some of our best and our elite of our elite know that some of our stupid ass foundational American citizens don't fucking care about shit but themselves. Very selfish nation. Very selfish, man. For real. For real. Manning fact. Yeah. Eyes and ears tactical. Yeah, man. Yeah, what's the word? Patriot salute. Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, man. I'm just really just rambling. I'm not even drunk, man. I'm just. I went out to eat dinner with my family. My grandkids, they flying out. They be here for a few days. We went to a little seafood joint. They had tried all the little weird food. We got the swamp platter. It had fried oysters, uh, frog legs, turtle soup. Fried alligator. Um, so they had got all that. I didn't. Now your boy, I ain't eat the. You know what I'm saying. I ate frog legs before and all that stuff, but I'm cool, man. You know what I'm saying. I just got like a little snow crab cluster, a little bowl of gumbo. You know what I'm saying. And what else I get? Oh, I got they got the fried snow crab claws, just the claws only, and you go fight that, man. Them mugs were good. So we did all that, man. I mean, I ain't really a upset person. It's just that I grew up like a lot of respect for people, man. And I just looking around. I'm just saying like, man, everybody want to be in America, but everybody don't want to be American. I mean, it's like that's a really oxymoron, because usually people they leave places because it sucked, right? Like when people move or something, they either had a bad tragedy or something like that happened, and then they go somewhere else. And what I'm tripping off is how people are coming from other countries, but they not coming here for the same intent. They not coming here to make America better. They're trying to bring their country here. You see what I'm saying? Whereas the people who are only know America, they are tearing it down with all their disorderly conduct and their reckless behavior and their disregard for foundational Americans who created the soil that they walk on. And that's why we are in trouble. You know what I'm saying? So that's tomorrow. That's to me. That's the best way I can say it. Is like that. That's the part that really kills me on that, man. That's what kills me. I gotta ask, as a Brit, what does crocodile taste like? And I agree with your message. Oh man, so now I'm gonna tell you I'm gonna give you three people's opinion on what it tastes like. Let me start with myself. I think if you can imagine, take a pork loin, cook it as close as you can to without overcooking it, and then take a chicken breast, cook it as close as you can without drying out, and then put them together, and that's what it tastes like if it's cooked good, right? So you can have it blackened, which is just going to be on a griddle with blackening seasoning, or you can have it floured up, whatever, and deep fried. But the texture is going to be, in my personal opinion, it's going to be a little dry. You know what I'm saying? It's weird. It's like a pork loin and a chicken breast had a baby. Like, you know what I'm saying? Now, my daughter Tiffany, one of my middle daughters, she had it tonight, and uh, she said it tastes like chicken and fish. So she said, like, so I was like, I didn't get the fishy part, but she said it was like a catfish and a chicken breast or something like that. I was like, okay, cool. And my wife thinks it tastes like pork loin, but pork loin and She said pork loin with a fishy afterbite. I was like, okay, I didn't get no fish out of it at all. So it's all over the place. Now a lot of people love it though. It's like so that most people down here in Louisiana they have it either blackened or they have it fried. So I didn't care for it too much. I ate a couple of chunks one day when we first moved down here, but I don't mess with it too much. And then the frog legs, they have them fried. But when I used to live in Louisiana as a kid for a couple of years, we used to actually put them on a stick and then we'll barbecue them, grill them. When they're almost done, and you put the barbecue sauce on it, and then that's how we used to eat them. So yeah, man, that's what that all about. Has anyone ever tried python fillet, alligator sausage? Yeah, they got that down here too, man. They got that down here too. I love this, man. I've been waiting for you to do another live. I love the long term content. I think you cover very important topics, and I have yet to hear anything wrong come from your mouth. Man, I appreciate that, man. Sounds like a mad combination. That brother, but every other chance I'm gonna have to try that. Much love. Right on. Stormtrooper actually said it before, and I'll say it again. I absolutely love this great country and has allowed me to legally immigrate here, integrate into society, and yes, peace is chicken grease. Yeah. Oh man, right on Stormtrooper accuracy. Yeah, I could literally listen to you for hours. The Frozen one, right? Toss you a subscription. Right on, man. Was that WV Guns and Ghosts? Man, so here's another thing I want to talk on, man. Like, I think what's important also though, if how we can actually help the 2A community, like keep our gun rights going. And if people think I'm crazy when I say it, I think more people should at least buy more guns or get to a maximum minimum of guns. Let me explain this a little bit. I'm not saying buy guns for the rest of your life. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that as long as because I learned this in California. So California, let me back up just a little bit since I'm rambling and everything. So in California is a California gun roster. And what it is a roster of firearms that anybody in the state can buy as long as they're not a felon. They meet all the requirements. But what's interesting, California has the largest law enforcement, and I think the second largest military footprint, which is amazing for a state that big that it's not number two. I think San Antonio, Texas, has the largest military footprint in the United States, meaning like actual military employees, active military employees. Unbelievably, San Antonio, and if you've ever been there, people would concur. Yeah, it's a lot of military in San Antonio, but for the most part, law enforcement military in California is huge, and so what happens is Smith and Wesson, Glock, and all these other gun manufacturers, Ruger, and all of them, Beretta, they're all over the state of California with their pistols, but they're the older models. Okay, if you follow me. Now, the reason why that is about because is a restricted state, so you can't get Glock Gen 4s and Gen 5s, and you can't get a lot of the new FNs and all that kind of stuff. Some of them you can, some you can't. It depends on what it is, but you can get pretty much any gun manufacturer's model in California, except for like independent companies. Like you can't get the PSA Dagger, the registered parts, basically. Now, my point is that reason why it's important. I want people to understand this is because those manufacturers, the reason why those guns are going to always be available, like Glock Gen 3s will probably never ever be taken off the gun roster. Smith and Wesson's 2.0s, they'll probably never ever Springfield uh, XD9, XD40s, and all the SDVE, they'll never be taken off because they were carried by law enforcement. The Rugers and the Berettas, they were carried by law enforcement and military, and so a lot of the law enforcement and military guys really up until like maybe the last 15 years, we're all carrying Gen 3 Glocks. And, they're all carrying older model pistols because they were their duty pistols. And so, but they would probably go buy a Gen 4 or Gen 5 for their own personal or their secondary pistol and things of that nature. So that's one of the things I want people to understand is that why it's important for to keep buying guns. And so once Glock realized the restriction of California, they were smart because they kept funneling Glock Gen 3s through California instead of saying, "Oh, we're gonna pull all our guns out of here because your market's not as big." And so I think that's one of the things that makes it kind of cool being in California as a restricted state because you still have access to all these great pistols that just may not be the most modern ones, but they're definitely the most reliable ones ever built by most of the manufacturers because law enforcement has already tested and proved it and the military's already tested and proven it. So a lot of these newer pistols, these Springfield Echelons and all these Canik Metes and Terran Tacticals, those things are not battle tested. They just put a big price tag on it and fancy them out. and get some famous gun tuber to go ahead and market it, and then the rest is history, and people go run out and buy it. Like these staccatos and all that, they're not really battle tested. They haven't been thrown out of a helicopter in a swamp in Vietnam. They ain't been in none of this stuff. So that's what I want reason why I want to bring that up, and that's why I think it's important, even in a free state. Like if you only own like one gun, you should have at least a rifle, a shotgun, a long gun, AR. You should, if you're a real 2A person, a real 2A supporter, you should just buy a gun every now and then just to keep the market flowing with law-abiding gun owners because the bad guys are gonna keep buying them. Well, they're gonna get them anyway. So we already know that. So I just want to bring that part up and yeah, man. So make sure you guys keep doing the right thing that you have to do as far as that go, and that'll help the system out. Hold on one second. Give me 10 minutes. Yeah, man. So I just want to bring that part up, man. Let me see what's going on real quick. Glock 3 Gen is legal in California. Yeah, it is. Smith and Wesson pistols have tactical low chamber dedicated. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. That's why the Radiant Ramjet. That's why Radiant put that Ramjet out because that thing could be shipped to 50 states. So, because in California you can't have threaded barrels, so that's a huge market, and so Radiant they recognized that, and they made that Ramjet put together so they knew exactly they can boom ship that thing out to anybody, restricted states, whatever it be, because some states can't have threaded barrels, and a lot of these manufacturers that's one of their tactics. They will try to create a product that can be shipped to California, New York State, Illinois, and places like that because that market is huge. Whereas unrestricted, some kid in Wyoming, he probably like, I don't need no ramjet because I already got a threaded barrel and I can put this comp on here and I don't need that. I ain't got to pay $500. So that's part of the, I guess their genius part of it, and that's part of the reasoning behind those kind of products. Yeah, yeah, yeah. If you change any part of it, it changes the gun, and that's why some people don't modify in California in certain states. No, I don't need no ramjet. No, I don't really need that. I'm too old. I don't need all that stuff. That's for the young people. Yeah, right on, Nehemiah Jackson. Appreciate you, brother. 99 Fabulous TV. I've been watching Eyes and Ears channel for 3 months. I'm out here in Riverside, California, and I could have linked up with him at the range before he moved. Yeah, Riverside, right down the street. I just did a little thing on Corona. That's where that lady, that dude got supposedly with the Tesla. That story I did, that was in Corona. That's right in your neighborhood. What part you in Riverside? Or you actually in Riverside? Riverside's rough, boy. You better watch your back out there, man. Yeah. Yeah, I used to go up to Hemet. It's definitely a little different out there. But yeah, man, y'all got you got 20, 33 still watching? Dang, I thought I was done, man. Hey, I'm gonna probably wrap this up, man, because yeah, I set up in the wrong room, so I should have set up another room because now I gotta move. So I'm gonna wrap this up, man. But I appreciate everybody tapping in. I'm trying to do this more often. I might try to do another one for later on this week or something like that. But I appreciate everybody tapping in. If y'all want to buy a patch and support the channel, hit my email description uh, at the top, and then you'll see the email, and I'll ship it right out to you. And I appreciate everybody tapping in. But remember, man, this is a great country. We should all like appreciate it, and we definitely should all appreciate the military troops that men and women that fought. And now, if you want Netflix, there's a new film out. I think it was a females that served. I can't remember what it was. There was a black detachment. This lady was in charge. I gotta watch that one. That looks good. It's on Netflix. Okay, yeah. Hi, H Manny, salute to you, brother. Practical civilian, one per week. Okay, man. That story you did about the gun safe being stolen. James alone. What up, James? You late to the party, man. Man, everybody want to come in here now. Now it's 36. Damn. Antoine Foster, 6888. Oh, yeah, yeah. That's the movie. 6888. That's the one. That's the movie everybody need to watch. That one looked like that's gonna be good. I like supporting those women. And a lot of people don't know a lot of women had a huge impact on our country succeeding in war. I think one of the ladies, didn't she hack into like Hitler's thing or something like that? Women had a huge role in the military winning some of these wars, man. That's crazy. Yeah, 688, Antoine Foster. You right about that. That's the one. Hey man, y'all take care, man. I'm gonna tap up out of here, man. Peace.